Why, hello, friends and family. Jesus, friends and family, all of you frickin' amazing wonders. Sorry, I guess I don't need to be frickin'. I don't need to be frickin', but I'm excited and I care about y'all. Okay, so this is our emoji challenge that Rhinestone Suzanne is holding. She's holding the current challenge that's going around in the carving community and tribe. It's very, very fun to take part and everybody show their artwork and their versions of the challenge. And so ours is Love Like Fire, the old flaming heart. You know, Wowwy always uses the much love heart, the heart on fire. And this one here is really, really cooking, so it's got a drip. Now we've been doing this on our live, on our WIP Wednesday show. But I got to talking to a good buddy of mine. He knows who he is. How you doing, brother? What, my wolf brother? And we were talking. Well, yeah, I did this yesterday. Love Like Fire, two brothers, one vision. All right. A little hanger on there. Good to go. Because now it's time to add the color. And I was talking to my good buddy there, and he said, maybe make a video, you know, because I need more long form. I need more Makerz videos and longer form videos out there. Because when you're dealing with the dye, you have to have the drying time. So doing a live, it's kind of, and I know you can use like a hair dryer or a heat gun, and I've tried that out here, and it blows the GD breaker. So I'm going to do it this way because I can apply the color, go inside, use the hair dryer, dry it all up, come back out here, film again, do it, and it just makes much more sense doing it that way. So we are going to use, now I have Shosugi band this, okay? All of this outside here has been burnt and then wiped with a wire brush. That's the Shosugi band effect. I know from past projects that the dye is going to really love this burnt part. It loves to soak in there. This, however, is going to be a little bit harder. And I considered burning the heart first, but we've got cracks here, and this one already ran down. I just carved that away. There was a big one here, just from me carving this edge. A big crack formed here on the drip. So I'm not messing with that. I'm not going to wreck the main part of the carving with cracks. So we're going to just dye it, and then dye it again, and dye it again, because I know from using this aniline dye that I got at Lee Valley up here in Canada, but I do believe they do send to the States. It's made in the USA, for frick's sakes. But it's Lee Valley Tools, Ottawa, Ontario. And this one's yellow, this one's red. We're going to do the background in green, a nice deep green. And you just use this you just take a little bit of the powder out with a little popsicle stick, which I do have on. Where's my popsicle sticks? Yeah, I got a couple of popsicle sticks ready at hand. And into a jar, and then I use hot water. You mix her up, and then it's good to go. So we're going to start with the yellow, because the red here, I've just found that once you hit the wood, then it won't suck in other colors as easily. Like I was going to do green first, but I know that when you're handling it and stuff, it's going to get everywhere. And it just makes more sense that I do it this way. If anything mucks up, I can fix it as we go, and then do the background last. So let's just get into it. Let's just do it to it, like we like to say, because there ain't nothing to it but to do it. All right. Thanks for being here. Let's get some color up on this mother. Now, we are Cutsall affiliates, proud, and we use a lot of our Cutsall burrs to get us this far. As you can see here, we're with the fine taper. We use that one a lot in this carving. If you use the link below, our affiliate link, it'll give you a discount. Get yourself some wicked tools. We wouldn't tell you if we didn't truly mean it. And you can see this is real time. This is us using them to finish her up. If they ask for a promo code, it's below in the description as well. And anytime anybody uses the link, it helps out the channel, and we put it right back into the subscribers. Yes, you wonders, into stickers and prizes and all that good stuff. Okay, bye-bye. I just put this little board down here. That board I found on the beach, and I can tell by the cut marks that this was somebody's board for cutting and gutting fish. I can tell. And probably from a boat. And yeah, it doesn't stink like fish or nothing, but that's my board, so I don't want to get stuff on my carbon box. Okay, wow, shut up. So here we're going to start with the yeller. There's a little bit of yeller there from the last time I did her. I want to put in just a little bit of fresh stuff. It's strange, this stuff. It like that looks like, well, looks like it's freaking hunter orange, right? And then one of the other ones, like, I don't know if it was green or blue or something, but when it's in powder form, it's like red. But okay, I just get a little bit. Little bit will do ya. And I'm gonna try doing a talk while I do it. If I end up sounding too much of like a moron, I will do a voiceover. That's the pleasures of making your own videos, is that you can do that. Okay, I think that's probably a lot, because we don't got too much yeller to put in there. I'll get that down there. Now, put that aside safely. Now we got our super hot water that I just boiled inside. There's the old Sasquatch. Amy Joe, shout out to Amy Joe. There's my Sasquatch. I'll put a little bit in there. Whew, that's hot. Yeah. See, probably didn't need that much, but I put a good little bit of and anytime that I've done this before, I've had to do it like multiple times, applications, to really get it to the, you know, the degree of color that I desire. Now I'm going to do the yellow first, but then when it's time to do red, I'm going to do the licks up here with red, so that where, well, it's going to turn orange. I don't know, let's figure that out, but I want it to go from yellow to blend into orange into red licks at the end. That's kind of how fire goes. So maybe I should, I'm going to just start here and just see how I feel, how it's sucking in there, and we're just going to get to it. All right, now that fucking jar is, sorry, I swore. First, sorry, Anwin, sorry, little Allie, if you're watching. All the little Wonders out there watching. Well, he apologizes. But that jar that's supposed to be sealed don't seal. Makes little drips, and I don't like that. Trying to keep things neat around here in the workshop. Doing work with the E. Long-time subs know why I spell things the way I do and do things the way I do around here. There's meaning behind all of it. Okay, so we're going to take some of that there, and we're just going to start. Now, just by that little bit there, I could tell that it's gonna take a bit of getting and applying here to get her to where we want her to get. But I'm gonna just start going, and once I get her on there to the point, you guys can see how it goes on. Sit back and watch it happen. It's like old Bob Ross. Gonna put a happy little lick of fire right here. Just a happy one. Just a little lick. I actually made those licks on the side so that they'd look like devil's horns. But then the carving kind of went sideways on this one. It don't look like a horn so much, but that's what I intended on. Okay, I will stop that too. Thank you for being here, if you're still here. Alrighty then. I've given her a couple of good doses there. Do-si-do. And I went up a little bit farther because I do want some orange, right? And then to the red. So we're just gonna, and then if I don't, we are the masters of our own creations, right? So we will make it work until it looks right. But yeah, I figured I'd go up there because I do want some orange in the old graduated of color from yellow to red. So now we're going to do the red. It was pretty like thick and dark in the bottom of this jar from the last time I used red. So I just added a little bit more water, and we're going to try and make that work, because around here, I tell you, old Wowie, he really tries to make stuff stretch. It's just kind of the way he works, because growing up with loads and loads of money, you tend to be like that. And especially when it comes to art supplies, I'm like a little bit crazy about that. But I'm looking for a nice one for the red. That'd be a nice one. And it isn't like stained or dark. But yeah, it's my crazy. I got this set when they got all of these really, really pointy ones. Really, really fine ones with a nice handle. But I've used most of them up, and they've just disappeared. Isn't it strange how things do that, eh? In the old workshop. Not just my workshop, but things can just up and disappear. Okay, so I'm going to hit it with the red first. Maybe I should start with the drip, move my way up, and then we'll hit the fire licks. Okay, so let's do a little bit. I know, I'm sorry I'm talking so much. Just, you guys are the only people I got to talk to, basically. This is the truth of it. Okay, I'm going to just set that down so I don't... I'll use that when I'm making the blendy up here, because I think I'm good on yellow now, but you just never know. You might end up hitting this after it dries. It will fade a bit. Okay, here we go. Let's do our first of our yellow, or red, sorry. Ooh, that is nice, thick. Okay, ain't no going back. Ain't no turning back. Whoa, whoa. Yep. It's red. Do my very, very best to be careful along that burn line. But I was thinking about it like a little thing that you learn when you're become working with wood is that if you do like wood burner lines, you can contain colors with certain things. I don't know if it works with aniline dye, but I know it does with some painting. But if you like delineate things with the wood burner, you can keep colors from jumping across where the border where you don't want them to go. You feel me? It's a neat thing. So I was thinking about the burn, and I'm like, maybe the red will stay put and not try and transfer over, but I don't know. I'm just going to do my best to be very, very careful and not spill into the background and get this on there. Now, some may think, why didn't you use paint? Because paint is you have more control over acrylic paint when it comes to transfer and all of that jazz, right? But I like to be able to see the wood grain. I'm a bit of a wood creep. I like to see the grain. But no, I'm just kidding. But like lots of people do, and especially when you become more and more the more and more you work with wood, you get this affinity for it. I've always loved nature and its lines and its diversity, and there ain't nothing like, seeing the ripples of the sand in the ocean and then looking up and seeing the same ripples in the sky and the clouds. It's like a mirror. It's just beautiful. Shout out to Mother Nature, or the Creator, I should say. However you want to put it. Because it all means the same. Alright guys. Well again, Wowie rambling. So I'm going to get this put on there, and then I'll come back when it comes time to F with this fire, and then we'll be putting on the green. Alrighty then. It is dried. We gave it a good dose. I just went around the edge there and was fricking in a frack in there with a little bit right when I came out, so you'll see it's a bit darker there and there on the edge. I'm gonna have to come here with a little baby torch again and hit a little bit more fire in just a couple little spots. That's just because I'm I got like OCD when it comes to art and creating. It's bad. But anyways, we're gonna go up here so the red will look a lot darker as we're putting it on. Now, you'll see that it's kind of a matte look and it's kind of meh. Well, that's because I haven't touched on how we're gonna finish this bad boy off. Is we're gonna use some Rust-Oleum matte spray. And I've done it before on aniline dye, and it just makes it go like super sharp and bright, and it'll make it look really, really slick and give it a good, nice finished look. So yes, we're gonna carry on now. Let's do some licks. Let's do some licks here of the red and see what it looks like when it blends to the yellow. See if it looks like it's orange or what the frick. We don't know. So I'm just gonna go right here. Doesn't really, well, probably when it dries, you will see more of the orange. If there's an orange, right? But, okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm thinking that I might also like leave spots to add more yellow in there too. And like in spots like right up, I'm gonna lick this up there. I'm gonna go down a little bit there into that one. Back in here. But I might still go in with some yellow in there still, is what I'm saying. I'm gonna go like this. I'll lick that one around. And then I was thinking, I don't know yet, but I'll just go in there with red, but in the end I might paint like black in there, in that deep one little hole. Because that's supposed to be dark, because this one's going in behind it, right? So hopefully that's gonna look okay when it's all. I know when it's in the growing stages, it can look kind of like, oh my goodness, but you just never know until it's all on there and paint. And yeah, just the erraticness of how nature is, like not the erraticness, but just the randomness. That's the cool thing when it comes to stuff like fire and. Okay, I got her on there, and then in between I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just quickly hit it one more time with the red, so it may look a little bit darker, but it will dry more flat again like we just did. But up here on the fire, that is looking fire, because I just went with the yellow over where I just put red quickly, just because, you know, even when I'm in between takes here, I'm constantly moving and thinking and shaking, moving and shaking, and I like that. That's looking neat. So as long as it doesn't go too much away as it dries, but again, with that Rust-Oleum, it just makes everything pop. So now is for the green. I'm gonna redo the green, because the last time I just tried making the green. See, here's an example of what I was saying there. This is green, but look at the color of that. It's brown. But anyways, I tried this green on a washer recently. And it really, the whatever I had in the jar didn't do it. It didn't do it to it. So we are gonna make some new stuff here. If I can find no, I'm not gonna make a that's what she said thing. If I can find the slit there. Okay, here yeah, I want a nice rich green, so let's try with that much. That's a good little dab to do, yeah? Hey, let's try a little bit more there. We want her good and strong. Okay. It's a very dark green. The blue that we have is more, I don't know, it's just a bright blue opposed to this green. This is like a dark evergreen, I guess would be a good, if you're going to compare it to like the names of the paint. A dark evergreen. That's what we're gonna say. Alrighty, Sasquatch water coming at you. Just like that. Just like that. Not too much. Don't go crazy. And I'm gonna use this one, but I better have something on hand here if I need to get in tight somewhere there. I don't mind using I think it would probably work good. Kind of, it's not very pointy at the end, but no, we'll use that. See how we do. See how she do. And give this a good, actually I want to get myself a new shop rag. So yeah, as I'm doing this, I'm also got the laptop going because we're in the process of picking a new featured member for the wood carving group. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes folks don't want to do it. Some folks are just shy, you know. And then other times people got things going on in their lives. So just getting that worked out for March. We're a couple days late. And for you, those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I should maybe explain myself better. It's for I'm an admin for the Kindred Spirits Woodcarvers group. Damn. These little jars, man, doing me dirty. They're supposed to be like, those little things are supposed to seal them. But yeah, and every month we do a featured member. And we call it the Lighthouse of the month. And we do a collage of their work and show a little bio backstory with their picture. Collage, cover photo. You feel me? And it's really, really cool. And it's a great way to like support all of the different carvers, different diverse, different talents, different talent levels, different journeys. Just, we're tribe. We are tribe, and we are tribe strong. And I love the Kindred Spirits Woodcarvers group. Okay, well, I was thinking I was going to hit that. Maybe, should I try doing that with a little torch? Just a little bit of heat there? Let's see if it'll even start for me. It will. I am just on this edge, so bear with me, guys. Just a little bit there. Yeah, that's doing what I want to do. Okay, don't get greedy, Wowie. Take the winz and I just see another one over there. Little white spot there. Okay, stop, Wowie. I'm gonna stop right there. Just a little bit of the shogi band. So, like I said before, hopefully you're still with me from the beginning, that the old shogi band, she sure loves to take on a color, a dye. And you guys are going to see it happen right now. So I'll start with the edge. Here we go. We will quickly get that green on there, and you can see all of that burnt wood, man. It just sucks that green in. The shogi band, it just loves the color. Oh man, and get close to the drip there, but don't get it on the drip. Jeez, wowie. All right, and voila, as they say, our friends in Quebec and France. Voila. So you see those nice greens. Oh, it's better like this. Oh, I just love that deep, rich green. And yes, that may look a bit flat to you, but like I said, there is one last step, right? But I look at it and I'm liking the way the colors have blended, and you know, I can see it in my mind, the end result. Now that one little hole there, that one little spot, I'm gonna have to put a little bit of paint or something in there for it to look right for me. Let me do that right now. And yeah, then we're spraying it. And like I said, I've already decided to do the little Rust-Oleum in matte. Oh, the green. Okay, this will be fine. and it's going to make everything pop, and then it'll be all done. Hopefully this isn't. You just want that little bit in there so it's jiving with the other shades and shadows. Yeah, see that now in my mind, my mind's eye, or whatever you want to call it. It just looks a bit better there. See? So now we'll get set up. I don't even know if I got to look through the cupboard, but I don't even know if I got Rust-Oleum and matte. But the next phase, you'll see me spray this bad boy down, and then it's going to be done. Love Like Fire will be complete. Okay. Here we are, folks. It is the next day. I've been out here looking at it. That Shosugi band sure looks funky, eh? You know what, guys? The more I'm looking at this and how the Shosugi band is looking compared to the heart, the crack, the potential crack is mattering less and less in my mind. I love how the Shosugi band looks, and I don't think, even though that the Rust-Oleum is going to seal it all up nice, I think I want to Shosugi band the surface. I may be ruining this right now, but it just doesn't look right to me. Oh boy. Here we go. And what better way? Because in this piece, if our love is represented by fire, we're burning this mother down.
All of the people say, hey, what's going on today? In Wowwy'z Werkshop. Where we use art each day to chase the blues away.
We'd like to thank you all for watching. There is no YouTube without you. And remember, folks, for all that you love like fire, and burn this mother down. Much love.